and then we'll just put all our resources into stopping dive on Ana.
Okay. They're talking. They're coming up with plans, ideas, what to do.
Sounds like Zoe.
So they said we're gonna play Baptiste Ana. We're gonna we're gonna put all of our resources into stopping the dive on the Ana. It's a decent plan. It's a decent plan. Ana and Baptiste are both really good on this map. Like we've got the high ground. Hang on, let's not have the double speed here.
French.
So don't get confused. Orisa Sig and Hanzo McCree. These are all really good. This is actually a pretty good comp, especially in comp. Whoa, a good comp in comp. A good comp in ranked. That's a better way to say it. A good comp in ranked. So, like these two healers at the moment, they don't really fit too well together in a like coordinated team environment, because you're usually going to need some other utility besides just a bunch of healing to tip the scales of the fight in your favor. So, like lose your speed boost, like lose your boops, like Zen Discords, Harmonies, the trance, the defensive ultimates that Lucio and Zen have are extremely important when you start getting up to the higher levels, and especially in coordinated team environments where you know people are going to hit the fucking combos. They are going to do the Grav Dragons, the Nano Blades, and all of that shenanigans that usually just team wipe, unless you have a trance or a beat. You can, of course, play comps like this. You can play like split comps with like Ana Mercy and focus on being split up. That's why they're called split comps. And that's why they work, even though you only have Ana Mercy that don't play or that don't have any powerful defensive ultimates, because you focus on engaging before the enemy team gets a good engage off. That way you don't really need the same kind of defensive power with your ultimates. And you're also going to play pretty spread out and dive centric. So like the Mercy, the Mercy can still get like a Valk res off because the enemy team's going to get frustrated. They're going to feel, fuck, we're not going to be able to hit a good grab when they're split up like this. What do we do? Fuck it, I'll just solo grab this guy. And then bam, Valk, res, we countered a grab with a Valk. Huge value, easy game. But in lower ranks, and maybe even all the way up to like Master, I would actually say that this is one of the strongest healer combos at the moment. Because tanks, especially tanks up to like high diamond, mid master, or low master, around there, they just take so much damage. They take so much damage. They don't play around their cooldowns. They do not play around natural cover effectively. And they don't commit to fights correctly. So like you want to take a fight when you have your cooldowns, like actually engage or just take a more aggressive stance when you have your cooldowns. And then when you don't have your cooldowns, you move back, take a more defensive, passive stance, and you wait until you have your cooldowns back. But what ends up happening, I've been playing a lot in Plat here these last few days. And what ends up happening usually is like the tanks are going to stand in the front lines. They're going to get their shields and their cooldowns forced. And then they're going to feel pressured into doing something because their shields are broken and their cooldowns are forced. They're going to be like, if we just AFK here, we're going to lose. I have to go in, and they press charge, or they like walk in, or I don't know. Something happens. Because it feels like they're going to lose if they don't do anything. But instead of doing that, just like chilling, relaxing, waiting behind a corner, not using your resources, not using your cooldowns, not using your shield, and then when they actually have passed through that choke or the area where you actually want to take the fight, that's where you go in and you have shield, you have resources, you have cooldowns, you take a fight. Even if you don't get a kill, that fight is gonna get you a lot more in like ult charge and just general pressure onto the enemy team. They're gonna feel pressured. They're gonna have a hard time getting through chokes, getting anywhere, and setting up good angles and shit on you. And then, because you've put that pressure with the cooldowns, with the shields, the enemy team is gonna feel the same way. Like they're gonna feel pressured. They're gonna have to pop cooldowns to protect themselves, and they're gonna have to move back and wait for their cooldowns. So if both teams clash into each other, pop cooldowns, nobody dies. Both teams are gonna have to back off and chill. Like that's good coordinated teams that do this at the same time. They are going to back off and take a breather. But what happens if you're defending and you're not defending properly as a tank is you're just going to waste all your resources, and then the enemy team is going to walk in with their cooldowns, and you're just going to get run over. And there's nothing you can do about that. And even all the amount of healing in the world, like even if you have an heal-nated like Baptiste spamming heals into your tanks, they're still going to die if they have no cooldowns. So while knowing that, that's the reason why you don't have double like main healers, because all the healing in the world is not enough to save bad positioning or bad resource usage. That's why Lucio Speed Boost can save bad positioning and bad resource usage, because you just run the fuck away. You run the fuck away and you live to fight another day. That's why Lucio is so strong. Like you can always disengage from bad fights. You can always engage and press the advantage even harder when you have the advantage. So anyways, like I said, engages aren't as clear. They aren't as focused in this level. So just having that Omega spam heal is actually pretty good. I would say up to high diamond, maybe around master, it starts dropping off because the DPS actually hit their shots. Tanks start using their resources a bit better, so the extra healing isn't actually doing anything. Both of these healers are just competing for ult charge instead. They're competing for ult charge, so instead of having like a super early nano or a super early window that you can kind of win a fight off of, or at least get a huge advantage in an early fight, instead you're going to have both of these guys at like 60-70%, and it's going to be annoying. And then when they both got their ults up, enemy DPS ults are going to start coming online, like enemy tank ults are going to start coming online, and it's not as good. But enough about that rant. Holy shit, that went on way longer than I expected. But I just want to clarify a little bit about healers in comp. Let's see what happens. Wait. Wait. I wanted to say another thing.
French.
I wanted to say another thing here. So Orisa Sigma, previous patch, super good tank combo. Not going to talk too much about that since they're not really good anymore, or not as good at least. You've got these guys, the McCree and the Bap and the Ana. Like this 3-man trio can play together. This is all good and dandy. And then Mr. Hands over here, he's got the wall climb. He can get up and get down, like jump up and down these high grounds over here. So he's going to have a good time. He can maybe take a little bit of an off angle while still being able to get healed by Ana and Bap. So this looks pretty good. You've got some huge combos here. You've got pull Sig. Yeah, you've got pull Dragon. You've even got pull High Noon. Not that that's really a combo or anything, but like High Noon through a window could be pretty good. Nano here's the odd one out. Not really, there aren't really any good nano targets. I would guess the only reasonable nano target is McCree if they're playing dive. Like you save your McCree, you get a counter kill on whoever jumps the McCree, and it should be fine. Could also use it to stall. Like if your Orisa here drops down to stall point, pops 45, survives for a while. You give nano after the 45 ends. When the nano ends, he has 45 again, so he can like take 50% less damage for what is it, like 14 seconds or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, that's kind of how the comp looks right now. And sorry, 50% damage reduction. It isn't 50% anymore. It got nerfed to 40, and on this patch here that we're watching, and on live it's actually 30, I believe. Or am I saying something stupid now? I might be saying something. Did the change go live? Watch patch. Patch notes. Let's see. Orisa, 40%. Okay, it's 40%, not 30%. My bad. Okay.
Rich Canadian.
Hell yeah, brother.
You're fully healed.
So let's talk about positioning. Since we're playing Orisa Sig here. Orisa Sig are actually, well, I guess Orisa Sig is a good tank lineup in general, so it's going to be fine. But you should definitely be playing close to your Orisa and your Sig, and you want to play close to a corner to make the best use out of Lamp. So you're most likely not going to play split. Usually, the reason that you played like the McCrees and the Annas, the long range characters on this high ground, and then like tanks over here, is because maybe if you were playing a Rhine or a Zarya or something, you were swinging and shit over here. You only had the Ana and the long range characters on the right side here, so that they couldn't get touched. If the enemy team didn't play dive, if they didn't have any characters that could actually threaten you all the way over here, then it's super good to stand here, because you're going to have free line of sight, and none of the enemy team here can actually touch you if they're playing a close range like Brawl comp, like a Ryan Zarya or something similar. But if they're playing dive, and you have your support standing over here and your tank standing over here, your tanks are going to be useless when you guys eventually get jumped on. So just important to keep in mind. If you're playing against dive, much better and efficient to clump up together, so that when you actually get dove on as the supports, your tanks can actually help you. They can peel for you with the pull rocks and similar shit. And even if they're playing a Brawl comp like a Ryan Zarya, the difference with having your Bap and Ana standing over here is that you can also deal damage. Like they're going to try to push up through here, and you're going to have the Orisa, Sig, Bap, Ana, McCree, Hanzo all spam through this lane here. Like the Rhine shield's going to break instantly. Everyone that tries to push through here is just going to take an insane amount of damage. So you're losing a lot of damage by standing over here. But we'll see what happens. Those are just the different.
Because if I get pushed over there, it's gonna be bad.
The different thoughts that you need to have.
Gives me more options to do, especially
when setting up on this point.
Yeah,
so we're seeing that they're playing dive. Seeing that they're playing dive. Let's see what you say.
Gives me more options to do, especially if they go mid.
Monkey.
Yeah, I'm dropping lamp back here if they come on in on that one.
Okay, so you're dropping lamp back there if they dive your Ana, which is okay. It's fine. It is a fairly protected lamp spot. And your Orisa is going to be able to protect her as well. Body block a little bit with Fortify. The problem is like your Sigma's positioning. Not sure what he's going to do over there. And they can actually also decide to jump the Sigma. That's probably not going to be the best idea. But he's going to be isolated at least. They can do like an initial jump onto you, force lamp and shit, regroup a little bit, and then do another jump onto someone else. But it's a decent start. It's a decent start.
That's okay. I can get them.
Yeah, it's just.
Main.
They're going main. They have monkey.
They're split.
Chris is behind me.
We're down Sig. Yep.
I'm dead though.
Ring one.
It kind of went as expected.
I'm gonna die here.
Yeah, you're going to die here. So, what can we do differently here? What do you guys think? Oh shit.
Back here if they come on in. Okay, I can.
I went a little bit too far forward. So the first thing that we see is the Rhine.
Main.
Well, we've seen like pretty much the entire team walk up here since we had the Sonic arrow from our Hanzo. That was huge. And we see the Reinhardt walk up here. So this Reinhardt's actually pretty useless. You don't really need to think too much about this Reinhardt. The only thing that he's doing is walking down to point and being the contester, the objective contester. So the only thing that you need to do is, like you said at the start of the game, deny their dive, punish their dive, kill the monkey, and after the monkey is dead, they have nobody that can actually jump up and harass you and kill you guys up here. So you're going to have a free shooting gallery from on the high ground to shoot at the Reinhardt that's standing on the point. So that's supposed to be the outcome here. I'm thinking a little bit about your positioning. If you want to be able to lamp inside, or like what is the reason? What do you gain from standing all the way over here instead of standing like closer to your Ana, maybe even hidden a little bit behind behind the wall? The thing that you gain here is sight lines, so that you can actually shoot people on point, but there's nobody on point. So you don't really need it. And Yeah, I don't know.
And they have monkey.
They're split. They're split.
So I'm a little bit unsure why you're not standing here, like with your team. That way you can actually put some pressure onto them, because you haven't really done anything so far. And putting pressure on monkeys before they jump is actually very important. If you manage to, let's say maybe you're McCree, maybe you're Hanzo, they hit a body shot at the same time you hit a body shot, that Winston, suddenly half HP. Suddenly he has to wait for healing, he can't really go, maybe he's even gonna pop his bubble like early down here because he's afraid that he's gonna die. That gives you another 10 seconds, or maybe he's stupid and he jumps without his bubble, then he's just insta-dead and you win from there. So making sure that you can actually put a little bit of pressure here, see what they're doing, where they're coming from, because you already called your win condition. Your win condition was letting your Ana survive and punish their dive. So then you need to focus all your attention onto actually doing that.
Yeah, it's just.
And here you're walking away from your Ana,
They're split.
you're focusing way too much on the Reinhardt, that doesn't really matter. And here, since you're standing so far away from your Ana, your shift misses. It needs line of sight, so the bubble here actually just completely denies your entire shift proc. So nobody gets your shift healing, and sure, really good lamp. You save the Ana just in time. And then you're shooting the Rhine again.
Yep.
I'm dead though.
And your Orisa eventually drops. So where was your McCree during all this? Trying to figure out where the Hanzo was too. Like they jump? Your McCree's right next to you, okay? Oh, your Sig dies to the Ryan on point because he just insta drops. That was not good either. Okay, the Hanzo was standing inside there, and he also tries to punish the monkey, but the lamp, the enemy lamp was actually really good to save the monkey here.
We're down Sig. Yep.
Wait, who's that over there? Oh, it's a tracer. Okay.
We're down Sig. Yep.
I'm dead though.
Ring one?
Yeah. So this is all about like this is very common in like gold plat supports. Gold plat supports, they focus way too much on healing and just not losing. There's a very big difference between playing the game to not lose and playing the game to win. So if you're playing the game to win, you recognize your team's win condition and you do everything in your power to facilitate or to empower that win condition. So if you know that your win condition is tank their dive and then punish whoever tries to dive, if it's the monkey, if it's the tracer, whatever, then you know that the only guys that you actually need to shoot at or kill is the monkey and the tracer to like then stop them from diving. The Reinhardt here is not important at all, and yet you shot like 5 shots at the Rein shield that could have been shots aimed at either the Winston, or if you're standing in here, you can deny this flank from the tracer. Like the tracer is coming from here, and you can start spamming her like early before the dive has even started. You shoot her, she's going to be forced to take the health pack, maybe shoot her again, and also just in general, standing here would have allowed you to maybe not have to pop that immortality field so early. Maybe if your shift hits, you right click that Ana a little bit earlier, you can save that immortality field for a few more seconds, and that could have maybe been the difference between a victory or a loss. Because as we know, Overwatch is heavily snowball favored because of ultimates, because of how ultimate and ultimate charge work. So now, since they won the first fight so like overwhelmingly hard, they're gonna have ultimates next fight. You're most likely going to see a Primal Rage, since he actually cleaved a lot of you people.
This is gonna be hard.
If the Tracer walks up early and
No, we just gotta
starts
play together more.
harassing,
I didn't realize we lost our sig that early. We should've.
Someone's looking out.
she's gonna have Pulse Bomb very soon as well.
Can't die here.
And since none of the enemy team died, and the monkey actually got down to like 1 HP and got saved by the lamp, that means that both of their healers got to heal up their tanks to full HP again. So now both of their healers are gonna have a lot of ult charge.
Yeah, a couple of beds. Yeah.
Both support actually.
So this is just the nature of Overwatch. You're gonna have to accept that the next fight is probably lost unless you get some huge picks here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was actually fine. This is good. Like pre-shooting the Tracer before shit happens. That shift was completely wasted though. I guess you were afraid of the Tracer, but like until she actually commits or until you get low, definitely try to save your shift as much as possible. Because now you're probably gonna die very soon.
Heals for you.
Your shift is gonna be a bit more needed.
Monkey in the back.
Yeah,
monkey
he's
in the
gonna
back,
have primal
monkey in
here. You got a lamp. Oh, nice. Your team got picks though.
That one.
the back. I'm dead. You have no support.
Yep. Okay, so hang on. Let's see what
Monkey in
happens
the
here.
back. Lamp.
So you're playing close to your team. This is good. This is actually good. Because, well, your tanks and your close range DPS, McCree and Reaper, cannot really peel for you unless you're standing close to them. So your Ana actually makes a mistake here by running away. She's running the wrong way. She should definitely be running towards your tanks and your DPS, especially running towards you because you want to lamp. So sure, this happens, whatever.
Monkey in the back. Monkey in the back. Monkey in the back.
And also, since one thing that you can think about is don't try to focus monkeys too much when you know that they've got primal. Of course, like all of your offensive shots here on the Tracer were really good. Like your shots on the Tracer were really good because that can actually stop her from diving or maybe force out an early recall so she maybe dies when she actually engages. But here, all of your like left clicks onto the monkey don't actually do anything. Here you gotta focus on keeping your front line up and then just using immortality to try and save you and the Ana here.
Monkey in the back.
So you're focusing way too much on like getting value out of your lamp for your front line when that's not really important, especially since your front line already won the fight. You, of course, that's hard to notice when you're having a monkey in your face. It's definitely difficult to keep track of all of that at the same time. But you already know your win condition. Like you don't need to make it harder than it is. You already know your win condition. Protect your Ana, deny their dive. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to focus on. So don't try to get like more value or like try to carry or something or do more than you need to. Just recognize your win condition and keep doing everything in your power to do that.
I'm dead. You have no support.
Yeah, about to.
Wait, did they pop Coalescence? Was that a Coalescence I saw? I did not see a Coalescence. Okay, so they won with only...
We're getting
okay,
rolled
they
by
used
this
the Pulse
dive.
Bomb. So those were the two first ultimates that I said would come online and that you would most likely lose this fight.
I wish we
I'm
could
with you,
play
Korea.
something
So now they have double support ultimates and probably very close to tank ultimates. That's what you gotta think about here. And tell your team. Okay.
Just got very good by now.
Just tab. Tab. Bam. But the thing is, now you've got ways to counter. Oh, you guys used cold last fight. Unfortunate. Okay. You've got ways to counter now, though. So they've got Shatter. They've got High Noon. They've got Window. What you guys can do, yeah, you can't really... Oh, well, yeah, they already capped. Never mind. They already capped. So now you can just take the next best area. And especially an area where this ultimate is extremely good. And this one as well. Is right this choke here. Because you've got a lot of space. You've got a lot of juicy sightlines. And not a lot of hiding spaces. Or spots. Hiding spots. So you definitely want to try and make use of like damage amp ultimates and high noons and like diva bombs, also amazing at this part of the map where there aren't that many hiding spots. Kind of obvious why. But let's see what you guys do.
Triss is going right. Triss is
I would
going
definitely
right
like tell my team here to try to push up as much as possible. Try to take this corner if possible and like bongo around this corner should be enough to just win the fight. Maybe you can window as well or just bongo high noon.
We have to
Something
push up,
like
we have
that.
to start moving. Line's going right. Oh, never mind. He's back. Yeah. He's one.
Okay, so they pop their ult first. You pop your ult second.
Tracer, I'm behind.
Yeah, oh, the McCree runs out of the lamp,
Tracer
unfortunate.
one. Watch for a pulse bomb here. I'm reloading him.
And yeah, and your front line dies too because you were focusing so hard on the monkey. The monkey's doing a really good job. See now, when you have a bunch of ultimates, the win condition changes a little bit. In the neutral fights, like we had with neutral fights, I mean fights without ultimates, you had your win condition of saving the Ana, like protecting your backline from the dive and punishing their dive and then playing from there. Now, when you have ultimates, you need to start being proactive. So don't keep playing defensive and like reacting to their dive anymore. Actually try to take space and try to control areas that are good for your team comp to control and bad for their team comp to have taken from them. So here, definitely very, very, very important that you guys push up really, really early. You could have maybe even put a like window here just to destroy this Rhine shield like really fast and then tell your team to push up and put a bongo around this corner so that you can take this fight here and fight them in the open. That would have been amazing. Like that way, you just use two ults. Maybe you'll use the high noon as well to finish it off. Maybe it would even be enough with just a window here to force them back, and then after they are forced back, we can do the high noon, something like that. But you gotta actually be proactive here and make moves.
Oh, never mind. He's back. Yeah.
Especially since none of their ults are like super dangerous team wipe ults. Like they have Shatter, sure, but you have double shield, so it's gonna be really hard for him to get something in. And especially if you put pressure on him, if you window early and destroy the Rhine shield here, he's gonna be really scared of trying to Shatter. You know that they have window too, but you've got two great lamp spots here around the corners, so their window shouldn't be able to kill anyone as long as you react fast enough with your lamp around the corner.
He's one. I'm looking behind. Tracer one. Watch for a pulse bomb here.
And you forgot about the front line. Let's see, you're gonna get one more fight, I think. So, against the team comp that they had, they didn't really have those huge like combo ultimates like Grab Dragon or Nano Blade or like Blizzard. Those ultimates that just completely team wipe you unless you have some huge defensive cooldowns or defensive ultimates. So Ana Bap's actually really good against comps like this.
Monkey's low, but you got out.
Oh damn, you actually managed to
I'm gonna
defend.
play this, but it's a bad idea.
Now you've got Torb Reaper, which is fine, and you're playing Moira
Like, yeah,
Zen.
What you can do with
Wait,
that
you're
tracer?
swapping back? You have 44 to trance.
Too much.
I mean, we got Torb now, so as long as you put Discord on her, she shouldn't be able to push you that hard.
With the monkey. That just
Yeah,
makes it worse.
probably would have stayed Zen there.
I mean, we got Reaper now, but I'll try to turn around to you more.
I'm on bad, we're fine.
Oh, nice lamp. Whoops, misclick.
Help me with her.
Help me.
I'm trying, there's a shield.
Unfortunate. This monkey is playing well.
I'm dead.
And yeah, that's the
Good job.
annoying part.
Good job. There's a shield.
Alright.
I'm on bad, we're fine.
Let's see.
With the monkey. I just like so much burst damage is saw.
I mean, we got Reaper now, but I'll try to turn around to you more.
I'm on bad, we're fine.
Yeah.
I'll try to turn around to you more.
Shift. Is there anything we can do with positioning here?
I'm on bad, we're fine.
Not really.
Help me
I think this
with her.
position's fine. Maybe you can stand a little bit closer to the health pack, like over here instead. That way, if the tracer goes for you, you have the health pack to help you with the duel. And you can just move up a little bit to see your tanks and heal them from over here.
Help me.
I'm trying, there's a shield.
And the tracer actually got the health pack instead. Now the monkey is being angry. Not much you can do about that.
dead.
That fight was definitely hard. That's the problem with like swapping mid team fights. Like you were really close to trans. Could have maybe farmed that trans. And same thing with the Torb guy. Swapped away from the McCree, who had High Noon. Not that High Noon is such a great ultimate, but it's actually pretty good against Monkey. But yeah, so to summarize that defense, why you got rolled so fucking hard. Number one, you didn't like try your best to facilitate your win condition. So you, even though you knew what you were supposed to do, you didn't quite act on it. So that's how do you get that to do, or how do you make people do that easier, or realize what it is they need to do to facilitate the win condition? That's actually really hard. It comes with experience, I guess. But you had the right idea. It was just the execution that was a little bit off. So next time, like try to play closer to your Ana in the neutral. That way, like your shift's always gonna hit, your lamp's always gonna hit, and don't try to do too much. Just focus on that, and make sure that that the first idea that you had, that you stick to it. Usually, your gut tells you the right thing. Just gotta trust it. And then when you have ultimates, try to be proactive. Try to control space that actually helps your team comp play in a favorable area, and use them first. Like, use ultimates and have a plan around your ultimates. Like, I'm gonna window here, everybody stand behind the window, shoot through it, and then we can bongo next, or we can do window here, or we can High Noon, all of that shit. Yeah, let's take a look at this one as well. Some Ana. This is gonna be juicy. I like this.
Yeah, I'm due a win.
My
now.
favorite handsome guy. What's up? Thank you, dude. Just popping off with some VOD reviews here.
Oh man, we get a win for sure.
For one of my subs, Jelani Woods.
Knock on wood, just for real.
So we're gonna have some dive action here. Dive action with the Moira.
I'm wood, so easy. Just have the good luck with us at all times.
Jay, you're not gonna get any peel here. The Moira is most likely going to dive with the team and deal damage. So you're gonna need to play really defensively here and have some juicy sightlines. Let's see what you pick.
Monkey, I got frozen.
Uh-oh.
Monkey jumped.
Big nade?
Nah,
Oh, I missed.
was
The
that an
lamp's
okay
dead, though.
nade?
I slept nothing.
May half right now? I don't think she has cryo.
1 sec, monkey. Big nade. On Zarya.
Okay.
Hey, no cryo.
Zarya.
Maze 1, no cryo. Sure.
That's big push for you.
So you definitely had the potential, the opportunity, and to just completely solo carry this game, or this fight. This fight, you had the opportunity to completely solo carry, since you got to take control over this high ground for free. So the reason Ana is usually extremely difficult to play on this point, because if the enemy team knows what they're doing and plays this correctly, they should not give away this space for free. Like, giving this space away to the enemy team is very, very, very bad, because of what we just saw. An uncontested Ana with high ground and just free sightlines, being able to stand still and heal whoever she wants, damage whoever she wants. That's pretty much a lost fight every time. So, like, if the enemy team keeps a better track of this high ground and controls it, you're not going to be able to walk up here with a single monkey. Like, your monkey is going to get pressured out. You're going to have to walk away. And that's why usually Anas never get to play up here. Anas usually have to play down here and go through main to get, like, this gives you an okay sightline. Like, you can still see shit on point. You kind of walk up a little bit and throw a nade up on high ground to give some value for the dive. You can maybe still hit a sleep or two. And this one is much harder to deny, like, just automatically. Because if the enemy team just stand here, your play of walking up here just automatically doesn't work. But since they were AFK on the other side of the map, that opened up a bunch of space for you guys and made this game easy. And what I said about it was going to be hard for you because the Moira is going to be with the team and not with you is if you go alone here, they're most likely going to have one flanker or maybe if they play dive, they are going to look to engage onto you. That's why I thought this was going to be hard, because that's how it usually is on this map. But well, what are they even playing?
Big nade. Oh, I missed. The lamp's dead though.
So they got really afraid. Okay, so their monkey, they have a Zarya on point, an Ana on point.
Big nade. Oh, I missed. The lamp's dead though.
Wait, like, okay, they have a Mei and a Zarya standing on point. What the heck? Like, imagine if their Mei and Zarya were standing up here. If they started the fight or started like the game by just standing up here, the monkey would instantly have to go back to spawn or die because he's gonna get walled off or like jump back, and this die would be completely fucked. They're just standing on point, doing nothing. Oh my god. Okay, I understand why this was so easy. Yeah, Bunny, I'll answer your question after I'm done with the review, so I don't stray too far away from the topic.
I slept nothing.
May half right now. I don't think she has. Right?
1 sec, monkey. Big nade. On Zarya.
Hey, no cryo.
Zarya.
May's one, no cryo.
Yeah, so the only thing that I have to say here, since you've got this free positioning, you've pretty much got this team fight in the bag with the positioning. The only thing that I can notice here from this team fight is that you're putting a lot of thought into every shot, which is good. You're not missing many shots, but you're also shooting very slowly, and you're also being a little bit off with like the target priority. So first thing, in the dive here, like sure the ball got punished here. He went in a little bit too early. Not sure. I think he fought against the Mei or something. He said he got frozen. This is not important at the moment because your monkey already jumped in. So you should be ready to follow up on the dive here and actually hit a nade as the monkey jumps in. So because you focused a little bit too much on the ball, you missed this opportunity here to hit a nice nade on whoever he was jumping. And now they all just run away and your nade hits nothing. Sure, that happens.
The lamp's dead though.
And really good heal onto your Genji. But then here, your Moira doesn't actually need healing at the moment. This is a very big moment in this team fight. You've kind of already won the fight because you got their main healer and you got one kill on one of their DPS. So the way you lose this team fight is well, if they manage to get a bunch of counter kills here, and who's actually in danger of getting counter killed? Not the Moira. The Moira faded out. The Moira's fine. The Genji, you just healed him up to full HP, so he's going to go in again. So you need to be looking at what's going on over here. After you have assessed the situation and you've noticed, okay, these guys are fine, then you can shoot one shot onto the Moira. Just one is enough. Most people will shoot this guy twice just to make sure that she gets the full health. But like there is so much information that you're missing over here. You have no clue what's going on point. You have no clue about the HP values. And like one of your main healers, the Moira, she can't heal anyone either. So both healers here are actually not healing anything at all. This is really dangerous, and there was no need to put so much focus onto this. So as you can see, your monkey here gets really low, and since you didn't watch or didn't look, a good monkey here, 99 times out of 100, this monkey will jump you. So the nade for the dive was fine, but the sleep dart was definitely not something that you needed to save. Sleep dart, you gotta realize that good monkeys will see that, okay, there's a solo Ana on high ground with no protection. I have to deny her. This space has to be denied. The monkey's gonna jump you, and unless you have your sleep dart, you're gonna die. So that's very important to keep in mind as well. And then here, you, for some reason, instead of keeping your crosshair onto the fight and just healing the monkey from this angle, you decide to walk all the way over here to be able to easier shoot the monkey.
1 sec, monkey. Big nade.
It wasn't really needed either.
Zarya.
Hey, no cryo.
Zarya.
Maze 1, no cryo.
So
Door.
this might be a little nitpicky, but when you get these situations as an Ana, when you have the perfect positioning and this like sightline over the fight, you have to carry. Like this fight is completely on you to carry super hard, and how you carry hard as Ana is, well, hitting your shots. That's the only thing you need. So you need to be standing up there, ready to heal the person that needs healing the most, ready to kill whatever target needs killing the fastest, and make sure that you are ready to react
Nice.
to everything.
I'm 60 on nano.
I'm gonna stay point.
Okay.
I'm at 52.
Alright, playing McCree now.
And it's actually much harder than what I make it sound,
Are they
because
going
like
anti-Genji?
Ana, contrary to all the other healers, or well, I guess Moira, but like Ana usually has to, instead of just picking between who to heal, like you have 5 teammates, and you fuck, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but when you're any of the other healers, you just need to choose who to heal. You've got 5 teammates. It's a little bit easier than Ana, because sometimes healing is actually the wrong decision. Sometimes it's better to shoot that last shot on the McCree or the Doomfist or whatever that's half HP and is trying to run away, so that you secure that kill, and then go back to healing. Because instead of like pumping healing into your Reinhardt or whatever is standing on point, that Doomfist that got away with 1 HP is gonna come back and he's gonna get an ultra kill with his ultimate or his next engage. So Ana has a bit of a harder job, because there are 11 targets. There are 11 targets that you need to choose between and decide who you need to shoot. Well, it was just a short morning stream first. I forgot to change the title. Thank you for telling me. Hang on. I took a break after the morning shit, and now we're doing VOD reviews. Hang on. Overwatch VOD reviews. There we go. We changed the title.
I'm at a switch.
No. Keep. Our dive is better than their anti. One person.
Nah, they got Winston, McCree, May, Brigitte, and Moira.
But just keep Nano Blade though.
I mean, you're 60 there. You might as well just play it. It's not gonna counter you that hard.
When I go into
Oh,
I'm gonna get
shit.
flashed and shield bash.
Unfortunate.
Okay, up to you then. Do what you want.
No,
I'll
we
Nano
go
Monkey.
with Nano Blade. It's just I gotta switch out.
So yeah, just a general thing when it comes to positioning. Always stand close to corners, and usually have your tanks, have your front line be over here if you're gonna move forward.
And shield bash.
Not too much to say about that.
Okay, up to you then. Do what you want.
No,
I'll Nano
we
Monkey.
go with Nano Blade. It's just I gotta switch out.
So losing a fight like this is actually really bad, because you remember what happened last game that I reviewed here for you. What happened is that they won first fight really hard, and then they won second fight with their cheap ultimates. So you won first fight really fucking hard. What do you guys need to do in this fight? Win with your cheap ultimates. You had Primal, you had Cole, but you were talking so much about like, oh, okay, we're gonna swap to dive, we're gonna Nano Blade, we're gonna whatever. You were talking so much about things that weren't really important at that moment, instead of just, okay, we won the first fight really hard, we can win the next fight with Cole and Primal before they get any ults, and then we win the third fight with Nano Blade, and then you can think about swapping. At least try this shit out first, because I'm not really sure what happened with your Cole either. Let's see.
There, you might as well just play it.
Moira.
But just keep.
Wait, did he use Cole earlier?
No, they got Winston.
Dive is better.
What?
Alright, they're going anti-Genji comp, so I'm at a switch.
No. Keep.
Is that 56? Yeah.
Winston,
Oh, so he's using Cole here
There,
somewhere.
you might as well just play it.
84.
Counter you that.
and
And you get hooked.
when I go into I'm gonna get flashed
Wait!
And
Wait!
shield bashed.
Okay, up to you then. Do what you want.
No,
I'll
no,
nano
we
monkey.
go with Nano Blade. It's just I gotta switch after.
So yeah,
I lost my ult. That's
and losing that fight against a counter comp is actually really bad now, because now they're gonna start having ultimates. Okay, they wasted their
Somebody's
monkey
sleeping
ult,
in
I
spawn.
guess. You've already
Yeah.
got three dead teammates.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do here. We go back, we chill.
Uh-oh. Break shield, break shield. Reloading.
Okay, they're popping all of their ults and wasting them hard as fuck. Good for you guys.
Oh, and she used Bash. Do you want it? Yeah, go.
Oh,
Oh, she's stuck.
Oh no! Oh no!
Dude,
You thought it was the Genji.
I slept the hog. That's
It
so
worked. It
unfortunate,
worked
sorry.
anyway.
wasn't unfortunate for me.
You right?
Alright,
You wanna? Yeah, okay. I switch with you. What are you going?
fuck. I don't know. Probably minute Widow.
Okay. I guess put Mercy here since they've.
I'm gonna get jumped by Winston, but it's fine.
Okay, so you swap to a full dive into a Widow dive. More of a poke style, where the Widow tries to hit body shots or get picks, and then the other people dive as a reaction.
I'm gonna try and get there.
Brick half.
Oh, that's dangerous. Holy shit.
Hog half, no brick.
There's a hog below you. Okay, so your Tracer's popping off.
Doom half, Doom half.
Doom one, Doom one.
Got you a free team fight here.
I can't see you, monkey.
That's boys.
Hello. You should be at peak
See?
performance level.
Can you peek on your left side, Widow?
They swapped to Zarya. They swapped their hog to Zarya.
My Kree's on me. Or he was. They have Genji now?
Affirmative. Hello there.
Probably is Dead Eye.
Yeah, so nice positioning and Guardian Angel usage so far.
Payload.
Listen, background.
Oh, he just got away with that. Wow.
They're popping even more ults that they know need to. Now you've got a pretty easy fight next fight.
The wonders of modern medicine.
I mean, I can go with my Kree.
Taking care
Sure.
of you. No one can hide from the sun.
Name's McCree.
I'm taking care of you. Damage goes engaged.
Can we swap Diva and keep ball after bomb?
Once the top.
Damage increase.
They were hard countering me on ball. I don't know if I agree with that.
Okay. Big! Go, 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 go! Forward, 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 forward!
Nice call. Definitely go
They
forward.
have no DPS. Focus healers, focus healers.
Call monkey's bubble.
Oh, we don't focus healers.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Bring it down. Zarya half.
We have no tanks.
And they have respawn advantage, so you're fucked. Okay, so some things to talk about
I
here.
don't know if I agree with that.
Okay.
He got the
Big!
fat,
Go, 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 go!
like they have no DPS here. They have no DPS here. Yes, go is the right call.
Go, 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 forward, 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 forward!
You just gotta think about who to pocket here. And especially since they pop Rally, and they're later gonna pop Cole, to like leverage their DPS being dead, it's gonna be really hard for you guys to get kills here unless your McCree hits a lot of shots.
They have no
And the only guy that you can actually get kills on is the Brig.
DPS.
Because like, I guess their monkey's actually jumping in
Focus
here, so you
healers,
could
focus
probably kill the
healers.
monkey.
Call monkey's bubble.
DPS.
But
Go, go,
you're
forward,
walking up a
forward,
little bit
forward.
too much. Like you can stay here around this corner right here and just focus on damage boosting the McCree. Like McCree hitting a few headshots here is really important. Like
They have no DPS.
you're standing really far up, and you don't really need to. It's very important with Mercy that you like keep your distance pretty much at all times, and use Guardian Angel. Use Guardian Angel and stop it early so that you can stay further away because your beam latches onto a target for 3 seconds, even though you walk too far away or like lose line of sight and all of that shit. It still works. Oh no, not arcade training. I'll show you what I mean. Mercy.
I'll be watching over you.
Che, you were kind of walking like with your McCree like this, in this range, but you can be standing all the way over here. Like now I'm too far away. I think this is the max range. You should pretty much always be standing max range from whoever you're healing and damage boosting or whatever. Unless you're playing like a brawl comp and you're playing against dive and you need to be a bit closer so that they can punish them with the what's it called? Flashbangs or whatever. But as you can see, even though like now I'm standing max range here. But even though I'm walking, okay, this is max range. Even though I'm walking away, it's still working. Like it still latches onto the target for a few seconds. So you can walk away and you can like Guardian Angel into the range. So that you can stand really fucking far away from the target that you're pocketing, while still.
I've got you.
So you're super safe here, like around the corner, and you're still doing your job of pocketing instead of being like super close like this to the target that you're pocketing. This just makes you an easy dive target. Makes the enemy team know exactly where you are, and it's just imagine if that's a Winston. The bot over there is a Winston. If you're standing here, he's gonna hit you both with the landing. He's gonna hit you both with the cleave. It's gonna be really annoying. But if you're standing over here, like that guy is gonna have to walk like pretty much all the way up to your friend before he can actually jump onto you. And when he jumps onto you, you just do this, and bam, you're on the other side of the map, and there's a Winston stuck over there that can't do shit. So distance management when playing Mercy and abusing the latch on effect. So that you keep the max range as much as possible. Very important. And also making use of I didn't see you make use of the because you can, if you just press shift normally, you get to the target, like really close like this. But if you press space at the end of it, you go further than the target that you're trying to fly to. So you can use that to like dodge dives, especially people that dive you. You just keep jumping through the target that you're pocketing while he tries to defend you. Let's say this is a McCree that tries to defend you from a dive, and you just keep jumping through him. And there's a monkey that has to get through a McCree all the time. And of course the super jump as well. Not super get it, super jump, not super important, but still, it's nice to know. Just gotta be able to use it in a panic moment, which is harder said than done. But doing things like this is also like actually insane. Like you can do sideways glides. There are many ways to move about the battlefield and be annoying. Let's see. I had pretty decent game on Ball Discord. Okay, let's see. Yo, Rat Overwatch, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Damn, 39 eliminations, 12,400 damage done. Pretty cool. 19 pile driver kills. Nice. But yeah. So that's kind of what happens over here. Like you can definitely be standing behind the payload all the way back in the choke and still be useful, so that you don't get hit by this leap, you don't get hit by the Winston cleave, and you would most definitely be able to pocket this McCree a little bit better.
Oh, we don't focus.
Maybe this Tracer survives too. Who knows?
Oh my!
Sorry, half.
We have no tanks. Yeah, we didn't get on healers. Our dive is all over the place.
I have high noon, I can go top.
Yeah, let's see next fight.
I may get reflected or the bubble over me with Winston.
I'll try and DM you. So the deflect won't get you. I can't do anything about the bubble, but
I'm
Alright,
taking
it'll
care
work.
of you.
We can just call out cooldowns. Try and when we force out cooldowns with I don't know. We rally here.
Wait, hang on. You have Rally High Noon, and they just use Rally and Call, so you should be good. They probably have a grab though, if they haven't grabbed in quite a while. Maybe even Blade, so you might get wrecked. But I guess if you can High Noon the Blade with the Rally armor, you should be able to survive. But if they get a huge grab off, you're gonna be fucked here. So what can you do as a Mercy? Other than calling it out and telling your team to play split, there's not much that you can do. Your Monkey Diva Tracer will most likely want to dive the McCree or dive the Brig if she's out of position. But other than that, you just pocket your McCree. There's not much else that you can do over here. But what I would say against this composition on this part of the map, like Numbani third, it's just a flat space. Like there's not that many hiding spots. No real high grounds to care about. There's like one flank spot kind of on the side, but it's not very good. So there's a lot of like head-to-head fighting where you're just standing in front of each other and you shoot. So since this is previous patch, I would say Orisa Sigma beats pretty much everything on this part of the map. Like Bongo's insane when you can put that around corners and just control all of these like long sight lines. And especially if you're playing something like a McCree, you could probably fit in a Mei if you want to do that. Hanzo's awesome. Widow could work. Like all the long range characters pretty much. Soldier, Ashe, anything is fine, especially if you're playing Mercy. But then you might need a BAP instead. Like you could play BAP Zen. You could play BAP Mercy is fine as well. But BAP Zen is probably better when it's just a straight line like this. You go for shooting at you go for the pressure, the shield pressure. I guess in this situation, since they're playing Winston Zarya, they're most likely gonna jump your poor ass Zen if you play that. So maybe not recommended at the low ratings. Mercy is probably better. That way you can escape a little bit from their dive.
Just call out cooldowns. Try and when they.
But yeah,
force out
let's see what
cooldowns
happens.
with,
Don't name Orisa, please. Yeah, sorry, I know, but it's fine. We've got new patch. Winston, Ball, Ryan. They're all much better now.
I don't know. We rally here.
So we've actually got a pretty good meta. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You pop rally, but they grabbed, and you're dead. They even bladed.
Riley used
Okay.
a lot of ults there.
We lost.
they use rally, grab, and blade.
Back in the fight.
Playing this hero.
No dying on my watch.
I go Doom.
All better.
Oh, 3.
Tracer's fragging, dude.
Huge.
okay.
Now with the dead eye.
Land the dead eye.
Don't play inside the shield. I'm healing you.
Hopefully your monkey
Play
gets
slow, play
back
slow, we're down,
before.
we're down.
Oh,
Sorry, it's one.
Oh my
You're
God,
fucked.
he was one.
Playing
That's
too
a regroup.
aggressive, I said play slow.
okay. So let's look at this again. Kinda got debated by the McCree. That actually got your Brig killed.
Tracer's fragging, dude.
But you did hit him with the shift, so maybe he was dead anyway.
Now with the dead eye.
Like you're actually 5 versus 3 here.
Don't play inside the
5
shield,
versus
I'm
3
healing
here. So a good call to make when this happens. When this is kind of I've said this so many times. I don't know how like this is actually so important, and people do not do this. They do not understand this, and I don't know how we as the community in Overwatch like this. The game's been out for 3 years. This should be like common knowledge now. It should feel like the collective community should have evolved to a level where this should be common knowledge and people understand and actually react to things like this. So you lost Brig, but they lost their Brig and their Genji, and then your Doomfist is going to get another kill. This is third point, Numbani here. So it's kind of like 2CP. You know how 2CP second point is always a disaster. It's always really fucking hard to push that shit because the enemy team has respawn advantage. Like whenever an enemy dies, they come back in 10 seconds. Whenever you guys die, it takes like 20 plus, maybe even 30 seconds for you guys to get back. So your deaths are worth, like, not really. Like you can't really quantify the worth of deaths in Overwatch like this, because usually a 6v5 is an easy victory. But just in times of respawn timer, or just in relation to respawn timers, like your death is worth 3 deaths on the enemy team. Because they come back after 10 seconds, you come back after 30 seconds. So it's actually really fucking important when you're playing points like this, where the enemy team has respawn advantage, that you play together. Whenever you have man advantage, don't fucking suicide and try to get more kills because, oh, we're 5 versus 3, we need to clean up now. It's such a huge mistake. Make sure that you all are like up on resources, that you can actually commit to another fight here. Like you're healing your monkey, you lamp because you're afraid of the Deadeye, that's fine. And your monkey just instantly jumps in here. And this is even worse. This is even worse. Like, yes, your monkey wants to jump in because you have a Tracer and Doom in the backline getting kills. But then, if that was the plan, just to get that kill on the McCree, he has to, like, everyone has to get back here and deal with the Zarya that is on the payload. Like, you can't really call the monkey because the monkey can just jump out whenever, but the Zarya has no mobility. The reason why Zarya is not, or hasn't been, like, really strong in the higher tiers, unless it was goats, is because she has no mobility. Like, she can barely protect herself. The 200 HP shield is nothing. Like, you can destroy that super fast and just kill her through it. Especially in a situation like this. Like, your Doom Tracer, the Diva's gonna have to get out because she's low. But like, these 3 can kill the Zarya here in less than 1.5 seconds. I assure you, if they focus on it.
Don't play inside the shield, I'm healing you.
So like, this needs to be called out. Instead, like, your Tracer tries to duel the Moira, and the Moira actually gets the kill and then pops the call, and now it's pretty much over.
Play slow, we're down.
It's really good that that you called to play slow there, but it needed to be called earlier.
Playing too aggressive, I said play slow.
No one's on card.
No one's on car. What does that even mean? And like, don't be afraid to die either. Like, you're kind of baiting your team into bad things. Like, see this? I just want to show you how the decision to not die on payload makes your team waste a lot of resources. It's like here, you've lost the fight here. When they pop coal, your Doom dies. They're gonna get respawns very soon. There's not much you can do here. And your Brig dies, and you're getting dope. Just stand still and die here. Stand still and die here. So what happens? Like, you pop lamp. Your Diva pops a bunch of defense matrix to save you. Like, your monkey jumps in, your Junkrat jumps in, and now your monkey's gonna keep jumping in. You still almost die, and your monkey's actually gonna pop primal here all alone, 1v6, and this primal is probably gonna do nothing. Like, see, he's already critical. He just popped primal, he's already critical. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Always, like, try to fucking see team fights as having a start and a stop. And when that stop happens, when you think, okay, this fight is no longer winnable, just die. Don't be afraid to die. There's no merit to having 0 deaths and like always trying to survive. Knowing when to die is an extremely lost art in Overwatch. You need to have that, you need to know about that shit. Because if you would have died there, you call for a regroup, everyone comes back, and you do this coordinated with the team. He pops primal, he jumps in, he starts booping back people into your team. Maybe this ends up being good, but now he's going to be 1v6. He's probably going to die really early, and your primal gets nothing. Your Primal gets nothing. Now you're trying to catch up to the guy that Primaled. So now you're in a bad spot. Sure, the Genji got fucking destroyed here. But you had to use Lamp. And now the grab is enough to kill everyone. You see how all of this snowballs? It just snowballs into a bunch of shit all the time. This is a disaster. We're wasting resources, wasting time. When you're attacking, when you're defending, you can try to make hero plays like that because you're trying to. I guess no, never mind. Don't quote me on that. When you're playing defense, you just want to waste as much time as possible. So usually you wanna play safe and not go for crazy plays. But when you notice that your team has already kind of lost a fight, when it starts to look like the enemy is having an advantage, that's when you can actually go aggressive and try to make plays. Make plays when it looks like you're losing a fight, because that means that your play can turn the tide of the fight. Don't try to make plays when it's already looking like you're winning the fight, because if you try to go for like a fancy flank or a fancy 1v1 where you try to make a play and you lose, you lose that play, you lose that duel, you lose that you lose the opportunity to make that play. Suddenly, the team is now even because you decided to make that play when you were already at an advantage, and they can come back from that. Very important to know when to make plays and when to play just normally with the team and safe and sound. But yeah. I should probably talk a bit more about your mechanics. I guess it's not that bad. Like you're hitting your heals. Your left clicks still need a lot of work though. Like Baptiste in comp, you definitely need to practice your aim a little bit more. Bap in comp is a lot about killing people and at least putting pressure on people. At least, if you're not like the master Jonak that just hits a bunch of headshots, at least make sure that you hit consistently hit body shots so that you can put pressure on people and make them fuck off. Because here it looks like you're so focused on calling that this Moira is in the back that you're not focusing on your aim at all. Like imagine if you just need like two good bursts, and this Moira has to either fade out or die. And I think she actually faded in.
More in the back.
So sure, it wouldn't have changed the outcome. That's not what I'm saying. But I have noticed that your left clicks are barely hitting.
Why can't y'all do anything with what I do?
Jeez, Zarya versus Mitch.
That was so
As Moira.
Why do we have... I don't know what the gain was.
Okay, let's look at your defender.
Healer.
Yep.
So you have Bap Moira, Soldier on high ground, Doomfist, Zarya Sig as tank line. Okay, no wait, not Doomfist, that's a junk. Okay, you're playing with the team on the right here. I think that's fine. Soldier can play on his own. The Junkrat should probably play with your... Oh no. Shit, the Zarya is actually dying. Oh.
Going bottom.
You kind of had to do that immortality feel. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now you're gonna need to play a bit safer. Oh shit, what are you doing?
Monkey in the back.
Jump down to the monkey? And there's a Zarya and a McBriggy down here? You done goofed, man. You done goofed. I don't know, not much to say there other than don't drop from high ground.
Why didn't our tanks drop with our healers?
Why?
I was out of position.
It happens. That junk is dead. Nice.
Why didn't you kill 6 people?
Chill, big chill. They're gonna kill it.
Can maybe take the health pack.
Backline, probably.
Nice. I was gonna say there was a closer health pack. You know, there's a health pack in here. But probably gonna tell you to go left there instead. But this is fine. Works as well. You shift to heal yourself back
Yeah,
up. This
monkey.
is fine.
Actually,
Going
monkey's
for the
in
cleanup.
back. Monkey's in the back. He's one. I got him.
That coalescence was weak. It happens though.
Why'd you waste your ult like that?
Because I was gonna die if I didn't.
You're gonna die to the McCree? That was one
The
HP
monkey.
that I was on?
I was gonna die to the monkey in the back.
I was talking to the junk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Blade's coming.
Run. Okay, so let's take a look at this fight again. Oh, I went too far back.
He's one. I got
So
him.
you won.
He killed him.
Unfortunately, you used that shit a little bit too early with the Moira ult. It happens.
Gonna die if I
But
didn't.
but see how you're standing like really close to your team here again.
The monkey that I was on.
Make use
I
of
was
the
gonna die to
exo
the monkey
boots.
in the back.
I was talking
He has a great ability that gets you up on high ground. You've got a juicy high ground just behind you that will allow you to see all of this, and also see the enemy team as they're coming up, and also allow you to like send your lamp in here, or maybe a lamp around this corner if they want to be a little bit more aggressive. But you've still got a lot of options, and it will also allow you to set up on that high ground behind and window yourself. Like your team isn't super good at making use of window. Wait, your Moira just died. Okay.
Blade's coming.
Yeah, you probably don't win this here. But what if I forgot that you had a soldier actually? I forgot that you had a soldier. So the soldier's actually set up in that window right here. The soldier was setting up here. What if you and the soldier stand up here? You pop your window right here with you and the soldier. You can most definitely kill this Genji here when he pops blade. Like he dashes up into the sky, he pops blade, you hit a few shots, he's dead. That's definitely much better than standing all the way over here with the team. Yeah, your right clicks are not too bad. You're hitting most of your right clicks, but your left clicks are definitely a work in progress.
Mori, do you play Lucio?
Well, it could be
Yeah, I was
worse.
just changing.
Okay.
Okay, now we have Lucio, we have
We
Reaper.
should
I
be
can
able
definitely
to.
touch.
Okay.
I suggest just playing a bunch of deathmatch actually. Play a bunch of deathmatch and learn how to kill people 1v1.
Die point.
The window placement was actually pretty good. Could have maybe had more people use it and call it. That seemed to be more of a panic move than a planned one.
Sigma feed.
And window, same thing as bongo. Like both of those ults get more value the more people you have that actually use them.
Just die before.
Ult sake. We're losing here.
I got stuck.
Yep.
Get a good one off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good night.
GG.
And no ults used. The Zarya went out a little bit too early.
I can't-
Okay. It happens, but well, if we're gonna ignore the random comp shenanigans that happens all the time and just focus on you, I would say practice left click. You gotta deal more damage with BAP, especially in ranked. You have to put things into your own hands, deal more damage with BAP. So practice the left clicks, and number 2, be more proactive with your ultimate. It charges up really quickly, and it can, if not straight up win a team fight solo, it can at least give your team a huge advantage at the start of the fight. Like just destroying a range shield, just putting a lot of pressure on people before they dive. Like let's say you see a monkey, you pop that window, you start shooting the monkey. He has to pop his bubble really early and like not even dive at all. That buys you time. It gives your team its ult charge if they shoot through it. It just has a lot of juicy benefits. So be proactive, plan it out, tell your teammates, okay, I'm going to window here, we're going to take this corner, we're going to take this space, I can lamp this corner, like don't be afraid, stand in this window, like let's get some kills. My shot calling kind of spicy today, and your comms are pure spice. Damn, what's happening, Alpha? I thought you didn't communicate in ranked. What is this? What is this? Let's see. I got some Discord DMs that I need to answer. Hang on a little second. Have you started communicating in rank now, Alpha? Is it showing benefits? Three, that's at 9. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. When it looks losable, I lead the team to victory. I keep the energy and positivity up. When I see signs of flame, I shut it down and say chill. We play the game and win. Very nice. Very nice, Alpha. This is the power of PMA. Positive mental attitude. It is a definitely. What's the word? Underappreciated? No, not really. Not really what I was looking for. Underrated. There we go. Underrated. PMA. Fucking keep that positivity up. The mental is a hard road to walk, but if you can't keep the mentality up, whatever happens, then you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna have a good time. Even if you're losing, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna focus on the right things. You're not gonna tilt. You're not gonna make others miserable either with your tilting. Let's see. Oh, Jelani, you're here. Did you watch any of the VOD review, or did you just come back? I tried to message you on my Discord server like twice, but you didn't answer, so I wasn't sure. Maybe I should have DM'd you, I guess. My bad. Oh, unfortunate. Okay. I reviewed your both of your VODs at least. So check the VOD. Just rewind that tape and watch what I talk about. But to summarize, I just did a summary like 30 seconds ago, so you just missed it. But to summarize, you definitely gotta practice your left clicks with BAP. You were barely even like aiming at the target. It was atrocious. You gotta work on that. So practice the left clicks with BAP so that you actually deal damage and put pressure on people. And then most of the other things were more macro related. Wait, I'm waiting. I had somebody come into my stream. He taught me how to aim. Ooh, nice. Okay, awesome. Well, then hit me up with a new VOD, and we'll see. Then there were also some mercy things, where you were for the most part just playing way too close to your teammates. You were playing way too close to your teammates, so try to make use of Mercy's like super long range on her beam Like you can, as you can see, you can walk super far away
Right
and
beside
still
you.
have the beam latch on. It still keeps on the target for like 2 seconds or something. So you can keep like walking away from your targets and then like guardian angeling back to them, so that you still keep the thing on.
I've got you.
And same thing. I only ever saw you like guardian angel to the target like this, but you never really made use of like pressing space and going
Your support
like
has
through the target that you're guardian angeling to, so that you can get some more space and dodge people. Can you show what Bab's left shift range is? I don't actually know how long it is.
No dying on my watch.
Wasn't there some kind of bug where it was longer if it?
Regen up.
Oh, okay. Didn't quite reach the bot. I think it's like this. This should be hitting the bot, I think. Nope. Okay. Damn, it's actually pretty short. What is this? So this is 10 meters. Okay, if we stand 10 meters away here. Yeah, 10 meters is definitely gonna hit.
Regen
Wait,
burst
what?
activated.
10 didn't hit? Okay, it's less than 10 meters. Less than 10 meters. This actually didn't hit. What about this? Like 9. Yeah, 9 actually hit. A little bit less than 10. Wait, it did hit? Didn't hit. Like this was way too far
You all
away.
look like you needed some
Yeah.
healing.
This didn't hit at all. You're lying, Alpha. Yeah, there are meters on the floor. It's actually a really good thing for the practice range. See if this hits. This doesn't hit either. Oh, 10 meter hit? Oh, okay, hang on, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm standing on the 10 meter mark.
Regen
Oh,
burst
yeah, okay, it
activated.
hit. It hit, never mind, yeah. I am El Stupido. My bad, my bad. Okay, 10 meters hit. 10 meters hit. Try 11. 11 did not hit, so it's 10. 10.
Double kill.
Does the range work in a sphere? It should work, yes. Wait. Can I test this somehow? Can that bot take damage? Is there any friendly damage? Oh, What if I stand up here? No, that's not gonna work. What if I stand here?
Regen up.
It should be in a sphere, yeah. It should be like Reaper ult. I guess I could go into a custom game and try it out. It should be like Reaper ult where it does it the same way, like above and under him. That's why dropping from high grounds are so good.
Have you considered a different line of work? I've got you handled.
Nice. I've never been up here. What else? What else? Your right clicks were fine. Oh yeah. Being a bit more proactive about window usage. So you were pretty much always you like saving window for some opportunity where you could react to something happening. But window is such a fast charging ultimate, and it gets more value the more people you have using it, right? So if you tell your team like, okay, I'm going to use window in this at this corner. I even have lamp like to protect us if shit goes wrong. So you like proactively make a plan to use window and like put pressure on the enemy team like really early. You can even use it like this so that you're not in danger of getting hit by snipers or whatever if they have any. But the reason why that's good is because you're gonna, like, worst case scenario, that window will at least give you an advantage. Like, even if you don't get a pick from it, which many of the times you will, you'll at least like destroy the Rhine shield. You'll at least like force out maybe a lamp from the enemy team. You'll force out resources, cooldowns, like shields, like cooldowns, maybe even an ultimate if people get afraid. And that's huge. Like, that's huge. Usually it's used to like get space or create space for your team. So the example that I used, let's just go back to it real quick. Well, I guess I can open up Stat Banana instead. Where is Numbani? So both of your VODs were Numbani, but some really good examples are right here. At this part of the map, like, this is just a straight line. Like, you just fight each other on a straight line. Same thing over here. Like, there are no hiding spots. A little bit of like some corners where you can hide a little bit. Same thing here. Like, under, if I remove this layer here, yeah. Same under here. No hiding spots. Like, just a flat surface where you're gonna shoot at each other. And like using a window here with a lamp on this side is insane. Like, when they decide to push through here, they're gonna be forced to use a bunch of cooldowns or just die. That happens every time. Like, same thing over here. Like, you can window here and lamp over here, or you can window here and lamp inside here. You gotta find all of these spots where you can safely window with a long sightline, like this, or over here, or over here. Window with a long sightline and a corner behind it, so that you can also lamp safely. So around the end of the point, it starts getting a little bit awkward. Don't really have that many good spots. Like, this is fine, I guess. You can window over here and lamp around this corner, but the problem is, like, they have this flank, and like all the way over here. So there's usually going to be someone, like a flanker, coming from this side. They can destroy the lamp. It's a little bit awkward. So you're most likely just going to use the window for yourself, like maybe over here, to help you heal. You can lamp inside here, or maybe if you have to lamp your teammates, you're most likely going to use the window just for yourself here. Do you think I should get this program and learn my maps better? No, there's no need. This program just helps when you have to talk about, like, over a bit more complicated strategies where you have to tell, like, okay, the Moira goes here, the Tracer goes here, and then we set up over here and we jump this target over here. Not as useful for just your own use when it comes to getting better at ranked. If you want to learn the maps, just walk into a custom game. Go into a custom game and learn it by experiencing it in game. That's going to be much simpler for you to remember. Because if you look at a map that's top down and you figure out a bunch of spots, you're not immediately going to recognize that in the heat of battle. Like, when you hear, like, a fucking bongo being popped and a window being popped from the enemy team, like, you're not going to remember that corner you saw on Stat Banana. But if you're walking around in the map like this and feeling it out for yourself, wait, man, it's over here. That way, you're definitely going to feel it. You're going to remember it. Like, oh yeah, I tried this out yesterday and I found this super good lamp spot. And then when you're in the game, you're like, oh shit, this is a really good lamp spot. Let's use it. Bam. And then you window and you get a double kill and you win.
Get inside.
It's much better to just walk around here on your free time to try out some lamp spots. Like, Baptiste is really fun because he's so like, you can find many cool spots on maps where you can, like, jump up. That gets you juicy sightlines and good lamp spots. So yeah, I think just start with that. Practice left click. You gotta be able to put pressure and actually deal damage with Baptiste. It's a huge part of his kit, especially in ranked, or when you're playing, like, solo ranked. And be a bit more proactive with window. Like, make shit happen. Don't just react to whatever your plat enemies are doing. With the new 25-second cooldown, is it still okay to window lamp myself and try and get double kills since I'm plat? It's like, the answer to that question is like sometimes. Many many opportunities are always okay sometimes. Like if you lamp and window yourself and you get a double kill alone at the start of a fight, of course that's good. Like now you're 4 versus 6 and you should automatically win that. Unless they have some insane like grab dragon that just kills 4 back. Okay, let's see. Wait. Oh, wait, Bunny, are you still here? I forgot to answer your questions. I didn't even understand that you looked where I thought they would be. I was literally hard tracking every enemy instead of aiming for them. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Wait, you said something more about it. I was trying to follow the player around instead of centering the camera on them. I'm not sure I understand the difference. Wait, let's walk into the training bot. Up.
No dying on my watch.
Like if somebody was moving left. Okay. Because I mean, if you think about like Baptiste's weapon, how it works, it's kind of similar to McCree's. Like, sure, you can track because it has kind of a fast fire rate, so you can still track targets and still do relatively fine. But I actually like making sure that I hit the target. So I just shoot one burst at a time, kind of like a McCree. Like I flick to the target when I play Bap. I think at least. So that's how I think I do it at least. Kind of like Zenyatta and McCree, like how you play those. Like you flick to the target when you actually shoot, and then the rest of it is kind of just having the cursor in the general area so that you can make a like small correction to the target. Like that's kind of how I think about aiming with Bap.
No wasted effort.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah, okay. And you were like hard tracking like all the time, kind of like a tracer or a soldier. My cursor discipline was really bad. Okay. I think I get it.
Light them up.
Double, triple, quadruple
Felt good
kill.
when I woke up in the morning.
That window's actually insane.
Double kill.
When entering team fights, I wouldn't be like a fan. Yeah. Yeah, that's also that's actually a very good point. I didn't think about that, or I didn't talk about it at least enough. But I did mention it a little bit. That you definitely it seemed like you focused way more on like calling out targets. That's something that I had issues with as well. Like especially since I'm also a flex support player.
Double kill.
I would first focus on communicating like that there's a flanker on me. Like if let's say there's a tracer coming from this side, like I'm focusing on healing this guy, and then there's a tracer coming from the right. Like I would go like, oh, there's a tracer on the right, and then after I've called this, I would then start focusing on my aim. But by the time I did that, like I was already down like 150 HP or something, and I would 100% lose the duel all the time. So I had to kind of relearn that, and it looked like you did the same thing. Like you turned around like, oh, there's a Moira in our backline, and then like after talking about it, then you actually started to duel her. But by then you had already lost like half your HP and it was too late. So being fast about focusing on the duel, and like first. So you focus on the duel first. You start shooting, and then you talk after you've established the focus on the actual duel. Like just changing that order, so that I first focus on the duel. Like maybe I hit a shot on the tracer, maybe I hit a sleep, maybe I nade myself, force a recall, and then while she's recalling instead, that's when I call like, okay, tracer no recall backline, like help me. Don't hate me, but I don't join voice in every game anymore. No, that's definitely not required at all. Like, yes, voice is good. Voice is pretty much mandatory if you want to play Overwatch like how it's supposed to be played. But
Tried your best.
you let people get one shot. Like, as soon as someone says something that isn't helpful to the game, like if anyone starts saying something like, "Oh, why didn't you do X?" like after the fact that it happened, or if someone starts whining about, "Oh, why didn't you pick X or Y?" or if someone just mentions one negative comment, I insta mute. Like I don't give any chances anymore, and I don't discuss with people anymore. I try to, at least. Maybe I do sometimes. But I try to not talk to people in ranked anymore, or like argue with people at least. I just, as soon as they say something stupid or something negative or something just that doesn't help, if it's not a call out, if it's not like ult tracking, if it's not talking about a flank or a flanker or a target calling, anything that is actually useful in the game, I just insta mute. It's so much better now.
Let them up.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Felt good when I
Quadruple
woke
kill.
up before.
Quintuple kill. Sextuple kill.
Sextuple kill. Okay. If people start arguing or just aren't doing anything, yeah, I leave voice and just aim. For sure. That's what you're supposed to do. And remember to use like the avoid function. You can actually use the avoid function to help you climb a little bit if you're playing a lot of games in a row. Like if you see someone on the enemy team that's playing bad, or just feeding or throwing, or if someone on the enemy team like says, "Oh, report this guy, he's flaming," just insta avoid. Insta avoid, so you don't get them on your team. Hopefully you get them on the enemy team again, and they keep tilting, and you keep winning SR. Okay, let's see. Do you have any advice on approaching strategy? Sometimes I'm trying to just objectively say, when they dive Moira, you need to heal me. Oh, I have gold heals, you swap off then. That's always difficult. You need to say it before it happens. As long as you call it before fights start or before anything happens, as soon as you say something after the fact, you've already lost. Like you've already lost that person. He's gonna just think about what you're saying as flame or as whine, and he's not gonna listen. So you have to press tab. You have to recognize what's gonna happen before it happens, and then tell, like, you see that they play dive, you know that you're playing Zen, and you have to tell them like, okay, shit, they're playing dive, they're gonna jump me, Moira, please keep me safe. Like something simple. And just say something like a please, or like keep me safe. Like try to word it positively too. So telling people how they should play. Like if you say to the Moira, like, when they dive, you need to heal me. Like that assumes that he doesn't know how to play or something, and he's gonna get tilted from that. Like, of course I'm gonna heal you, I know how to play. But if you just say like, okay, they're probably gonna dive me here, they're playing dive, so please keep me safe. Like that's positive, and he's gonna feel inclined to help you because you asked for it in that way. Because then they tilt and I tilt back at them. I know the feeling. It sucks.
Double kill.
But yeah, that's the problem with calling things after the fact. Because then it always doesn't matter how much you sugarcoat it, how you word it. It always sounds like whining or flaming, or like
In the high ground.
what's it called? Like insinuating that they didn't do the right thing. And tone of voice is important too. I don't think people think about that too much. It doesn't feel like it, at least. But tone of voice is very important as well. As soon as you start to sound a little bit tilted, a little bit whiny, have a little bit of that wah in your voice, like people can hear that. People can hear that, and everything you say suddenly becomes whine, even though it isn't. Even though it isn't. Even though it might be the most genuine like question for help or whatever, it's not gonna help.